On August 8, 2007, an important announcement was made by the South and North Korean governments, one that came as a surprise to everyone.
8월 28일부터 30일까지 노무현 대통령이 평양을 방문하기로 하였다.
조선 반도의 평화와 민족 공동의 번영, 조국 통일의 새로운 국면을 열어나가는 데서 중대한 의의를 가지게 될 것이다.
A 2007 South-North Korean summit was to be held just 20 days later, according to the announcement. The news drew worldwide attention, and notably enough, the summit was proposed by North Korea.
남북관계 및 주변 정세가 보존되고 있어 현 시기가 순회 상봉의 가장 적합한 시기라고 말씀하셨다고 전언하면서
On this day, a joint agreement was announced simultaneously in Seoul and Pyongyang. The first South-North Korean summit was a historic meeting that brought together the two leaders of South and North Korea, respectively, to Pyongyang. After reaching an agreement of reconciliation and cooperation at that first summit, the second summit was to take place 7 years later. With the unexpected summit pending, the focus is now on how it'll affect the peace process on the Korean Peninsula and North Korea's nuclear weapons program.
이제부터는 정말 한반도 문제가 과거와 같은 어떤 그런 수준에서 논의되는 게 아니고 굉장히 높은 수준에서 논의될 수밖에 없겠구나.
그래서 이것이 한반도 문제이면서 또 한반도를 훨씬 넘어서는 그런 차원이.
South and North Korea announced they would open a new era of peace and a path to reunification through the 2007 South-North Korean summit. Will the last two divided nations in the world jointly declare the end of the Korean War? Will the summit lead to a breakthrough in freezing North Korea's nuclear program? With expectations high on both sides, the two leaders will hold a summit in the next few days. On June 13, 2000, former President Kim Dae-jung boarded a flight to visit North Korea, becoming the first South Korean president to ever make such a visit. It was a historic event and one that occurred 55 years after the Korean War. The entire world anxiously watched him land in Pyongyang. Former President Kim Dae-jung made a campaign promise to build friendly relations with North Korea through his Sunshine Policy. And he became the first South Korean president to ever visit Pyongyang. Surprisingly, North Korean leader Kim Jong-il warmly greeted President Kim on the airport tarmac. It was history in the making as the two leaders met for the first time after 50 years of division. The world watched their every move.
All I could think was to stop myself from saying, oh my God, they're meeting, they're hugging. It's a shocking and surprising thing in itself. So I think that was what our biggest challenge, to try to convey the really historical, symbolic significance of that meeting, a meeting that seemed to the outside world to be very much natural and something that a summit would be anyway.
The city of Pyongyang was broadcast live across South Korea when the first South-North Korean summit was held. Though South and North Koreans share a history and culture, they are divided by a border. They watch the two leaders with hopes of reunification.
The German point of view is always a bit special because we had the same part of it, we had the same history, and we share the feelings of the Koreans. So the audience can always compare, well, we remember it was this way in our history, and okay, that's what they feel. So there's a special interest, of course, and I think they understand the feelings of the Korean people very well.
Foreign correspondents were especially surprised to see the reactions of people in Pyongyang. They stood along the streets to welcome President Kim with warm cheers. After arriving in Pyongyang, the two leaders immediately held the first of a series of meetings for the next 3 days, which resulted in many positive outcomes. Decades of mistrust and confrontation that had riddled South-North Korean relations ended with a new agreement to pursue reconciliation. The biggest achievement of the South-North Korean summit was the signing of the June 15th Joint Declaration.
I don't know. On that, I think we can't know yet. But they talked about family reunifications. That's a huge first step. That's a good thing.
The June 15th Joint Declaration called for a resolution to the reunification issue and reuniting separated families in the aftermath of the Korean War. Other clauses in the declaration touched upon fostering closer ties and holding working-level meetings. Though the declaration has drawn criticism for using vague terms, it is a meaningful agreement in that it sets the principal framework for economic cooperation, cultural exchange, and humanitarian aid. Reuniting separated families is a humanitarian issue and an important matter to the Korean public. Since August 15, 2000, regular reunions have been held for separated families. Families that hadn't heard from their loved ones for more than 50 years embraced each other through these tearful reunions. More than 16,000 people were able to meet their families for the first time through these reunions. And other projects have proceeded as well, such as the reconnecting of railroad tracks and roads along the South-North Korea border. Economic cooperation and cultural exchanges in the arts have also progressed smoothly between the two Koreas.
지난 60년 남북 관계사는 2000년 6.15를 기점으로 해서 그 6.15 이전과 이후로 나뉠 수 있다고 봅니다. 6.15 이후에 단적으로 개성공단 상상할 수 없던 일이 현실로 펼쳐지고 있죠.
The completion of the Kaesong Industrial Complex project, which will combine South Korea's capital and technology with North Korea's low-cost labor, is a remarkable achievement that will benefit both countries. Currently, 25 South Korean companies are manufacturing goods at Kaesong Industrial Complex, and more than 17,000 North Koreans work alongside South Korean engineers. In the last 7 years, inter-Korea trade has grown steadily, and South Korea is now North Korea's second-largest trading partner. Meanwhile, the Mount Kumgang tour has attracted many South Korean tourists to North Korea. More than 350,000 people have crossed the South-North Korea border for business or travel. This is a 100-fold increase compared to the 3,000 people who crossed the border in the last 50 years before June 2000.
남북 정상회담 이후에 당국 간 접촉이 시작이 됐고 제도적 장치가 마련이 되고 대형 사업들이 진행이 되면서 이제 남북한 경제 교류가 공식적인 교류로서 자리매김을 하기 시작을 합니다. 그렇기 때문에 정상회담 이후에 대북 교역 규모가 크게 늘어나기 시작을 했고 그 이후에 최근 2006년 기준으로 본다면은 약 한 14억 불 수준까지 올라가 있습니다.
The June 15th Joint Declaration played a vital role in opening up North Korea, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-il promised to visit Seoul at their next summit. But the second summit did not materialize as planned. 7 years later, although leader Kim Jong-il will not keep his promise to visit Seoul, the leaders of the two Koreas will meet again in Pyongyang after a long wait. South-North Korean relations have steadily improved, but North Korea's nuclear weapons program has posed a serious threat to peace. When it was revealed that North Korea possessed a nuclear facility that could produce weapons-grade uranium in 1993, the possibility of war loomed around the country. In 1994, former US President Jimmy Carter visited North Korea and offered oil supplies and a light water reactor on the condition that North Korea shut down its nuclear reactor. These negotiations laid the foundation for the 1994 Geneva Agreed Framework.
2002년 10월 달에 미국의 켈리 국무부 차관보가 평양에 가가지고 우라늄 농축 방법에 의한 북한의 핵개발 의혹을 제기를 하면서 결국은 북한의 제2차 핵 의혹이 터져 나오고.
The second summit differs significantly from the first because there is the sensitive matter of North Korea's nuclear weapons program. The missile firing and nuclear bomb tests carried out by North Korea in 2006 doomed any possibility of holding a summit.
육자회담 프로세스와 관련된 정리가 필요했다고 볼 수 있겠죠. 북한 입장에서는 2.13 합의에 따라서 워싱턴과 행동 대 행동의 원칙으로서 비핵화 로드맵을 밟아야 됩니다. 예를 들어서 불능화 단계에서 지금 이제 미국과 선 경제 지원, 선 테러리스트 지원국가 해제 등과 같은 자신들의 요구사항을 관철해야 되고 반면에 이제 미국은 가능한 한 지원보다는 불능화를 앞서서 실행하려고 노력을 하고 있겠죠. 이 과정에서 북한은 우리 민족끼리라는 코드를 가지고 서울을 끌어들여서 워싱턴을 압박하는 이제 그런 통미 통남 정책을 하는 과정에서 서울에 계속되는 정상회담 요청을 이제는 수용하는 것이 효과적이라고 판단을 한 것이고.
After the signing of the February 13th agreement, North Korea began to hope for change. However, the six-party talks, US relations and South Korean relations did not unfold as planned. Experts speculate that the dire economic situation in North Korea influenced their proposal for a summit with South Korea.
내부 자원이 고갈돼 있고 식량난 그리고 10년 이상 계속되는 이제 경제난 뭐 이런 것들 때문에 내부 동력은 좀 소진돼 있다라고 본다면 북핵 문제 해결과 거기에 따른 우리의 상응 조치로서 주변 국가들이 북한에 대한 그 대규모 경제 지원, 물론 그것은 이제 긴급 구호보다는 개발 지원 형태가 되겠죠. 그런 것들이 중요한 시점이 됐고 북한도 좀 그런 부분들에 대한 이제 좀 인식의 전환을 지금 가져오고 있지 않느냐.
North Korea has abandoned the hardline military-focused politics that it had adhered to for the last 10 years and embraced a more pragmatic policy of building its economy. But the progress of the summit hit a snag when it was postponed.
예상치 않았던 심각한 큰물 피해를 입은 것과 관련하여 불가피하게 노무현 대통령의 평양 방문을 1개월 정도 늦추어 10월 초로 할 것을 남측에 제의하였다.
On September 18, 2007, the South North Korean summit was suddenly rescheduled 10 days before the original date. Upon hearing the announcement of the summit's rescheduling, many opinions surfaced about the delay, but it was reported that North Korea sustained enormous damage due to heavy floods. Pyongyang was flooded for the first time in 100 years. 300 people were missing, and more than 350,000 were without homes. It was a state of emergency.
노무현 대통령의 평양 방문 일자를 여러 가지 일정을 감안하여 10월 2일부터 10월 4일로 조정하여
After 7 long years and a series of unforeseen events, the second summit will finally take place. What kind of resolutions will result from this summit, which will surpass the achievements of the first one? What are the key agenda items that should be discussed between the two leaders? Unlike the first summit, where the symbolic meaning of the meeting was the key emphasis, the upcoming summit will be more result-oriented and the agendas therefore carefully selected. Not only will the summit focus on issues of importance to inter-Korean relations, but there are pressing international issues, such as North Korea's nuclear weapons program, that must be delicately approached in the summit. It is impossible to reach an agreement on all the agenda items for the 3-day summit. That's why it's important to focus on key agendas. There is also debate as to which ones should be discussed at the summit. The one event that symbolizes the beginning of economic cooperation between South and North Korea is the day Hyundai founder Chung Ju-young crossed the border from Panmunjom to donate cows to North Korea on June 16, 1998. The donation of 500 cattle heads to North Korea opened the floodgates for economic cooperation and reconciliation talks.
국내적 이미 뿐만 아니라 국제적으로 굉장히 큰 이슈가 됐습니다. 그래서 사실 정상회담 이전에 수대 방북이 이루어졌고 그로 인해서 이제 금강산 관광 사업이 진행이 됐는데 어떻게 본다면은 남북 관계를 뚫어내는 데 있어서 국내적 또는 국제적인 시각이 좀 우호적으로 돌아가게 하는데 결정적인 역할을 했다라고 볼 수가 있겠고 그를 계기로 해서 정상회담이라든가 이런 것들까지도 같이 논의가 될 수 있는 분위기가 조성된 것이 아닌가 그렇게 보여집니다.
2 years after Hyundai founder Chung Ju-young visited North Korea, the first South-North Korean summit was held and led to further economic cooperation with North Korea. Until then, trade between South and North Korea was carried out through unofficial channels, but after the summit was held, the South Korean government strongly backed economic cooperation with the North and funded projects that would connect the two countries by rebuilding the Gyeonggi Railroad and building a new highway. The Mount Kumgang Tor and Kaesong Industrial Complex Development Project were also government-led initiatives aimed to foster closer ties. President Noh is devising a new economic cooperation model with North Korea that would include the participation of other countries.
노무현 대통령이 이제 경제 공동체 또는 앞으로 미래지향적인 경제 협력과 관련된 그림을 이렇게 제시를 하고 있습니다. 근데 이것은 왜 중요하냐면 앞서 1차 정상회담 이후에 남북 관계는 이제 공식적인 교류로 진행이 되면서 어느 정도 신뢰 기반이 구축이 돼가고 있는 상황입니다. 그렇지만 그것을 하나의 모양으로 이렇게 틀고서 쭉 진행해 나갈 수 있는 그러한 제도적인 틀이 사실은 없습니다.
그야말로 이코노믹 코퍼레이션을 통해서 서로가 윈윈하는 상생하는 구조를 만들자. 한국 경제도 18,000불에서 어려움을 겪고 있고 북한도 경제가 굉장히 낙후된 상태다. 서로 자본과 기술, 토지와 노동력을 결합해서 뭔가 좀 발전된 모델을 찾는다면 좀 도움이 되지 않겠냐.
Reflecting the importance of a new economic cooperation strategy, the Blue House spokesman stressed that this summit would include a delegation with many business executives.
남북관계 경제협력에 필요한 분야나 필요한 인사들이 있을 수 있습니다. 경제계 내에서도 그런 분들을 가능하면 좀 포함시키는 것이 좋겠다는 생각입니다.
Samsung, Hyundai, Kia, LG, SK and other South Korean businesses that will be represented in the South Korean delegation are already formulating a new model of economic cooperation with the North.
그동안은 양적인 경협 중심이었습니다. 그렇기 때문에 그것이 일부에서 퍼주기 논란으로 나타났고 또 북한이 자생력을 갖고 경제를 발전시킬 수 있는 그런 부분에서는 또 취약한 부분들이 있었고 그런 차원에서 본다면 서로가 윈윈 할 수 있는 그 경제 동반 성장 전략 뭐 이런 부분들이 이번 회담에서 중요하게 합의된다면 큰 성과다 이렇게 볼 수가 있겠습니다.
President Noh spoke about the summit in an informal meeting with the press on September 11, 2007, and mentioned that it will be a meeting that will end the Korean War and begin the peace process. He stressed that the key agenda would be persuading North Korea to make a joint declaration of peace.
한반도 비핵화 문제는 이미 2년 전 9.19 공동성명에서 합의가 된 거거든요. 문서로. 그 세 가지입니다. 하나는 북은 핵을 폐기한다는 거고 두 번째 미국은 북을 인정한다. 세 번째 평화체제를 만든다. 이런 합의가 이미 문서로 돼 있는데 이것을 실천하는 거죠. 이번 정상회담에서 9.19에서 문서로 합의한 한반도에서의 평화체제를 만들기 위한 당사국 간 논의를 시작한다고 돼 있는데 남북 정상이 자 이제부터 더 이상 전쟁은 없다. 평화체제로 간다. 이렇게 국제사회 앞에 공개적으로 동시에 발언하게 되면 이것이 평화선언의 효과를 갖게 될 겁니다.
There have been many peace pacts signed between South and North Korea over the years. The first peace agreement ever signed between the two Koreas was the 1972 declaration, and it stated the commitment of both countries to reunification, peace and unity. When the fifth high-level meeting was held in Seoul in December of 1991, South and North Korean officials signed an agreement of non-aggression, cooperation and reconciliation. Under the Sunshine Policy that was adopted in 2000, South-North Korean relations vastly improved. The June 15th joint declaration was signed by the leaders of South and North Korea in 2000. However, in February 2005, North Korea announced it possessed a nuclear bomb. Song Dong-yong, former unification minister, was sent as a special envoy to North Korea to defuse the crisis. He was able to persuade North Korea to sign a September 19th joint declaration to abandon its nuclear weapons program and disarm its nuclear arsenal.
국제사회의 관점에서 본다면은 특히 미국의 관점에서 본다면은 남북 정상회담에서 다루어져야 될 문제하고 또 6자 회담을 통해서 다뤄야 될 문제는 구분돼야 된다 이렇게 보는 것 같습니다. 그런 관점에서 본다면은 사실은 이번 남북 정상회담에서는 이 비핵화 문제를 본격적으로 다루기에는 어렵다. 그래서 우리가 좋아할 수 있는 방법은 이번 정상회담에 많은 문제를 논의하게 될 것입니다. 논의하는 과정에서 분명히 북한 핵 문제, 다시 말해서 북한의 비핵화에 대한 논의가 있어야 하고 또 그건 논의를 해야 될 것 같습니다. 근데 그러면서 김정일 위원장의 그 비핵화에 대한 의지 이것을 재확인한다면은 뭐 그것으로 어느 정도 그 성과를 거둔 것이다 이렇게 평가.
At the APEC summit held a month ago in Sydney, President Noor met with several world leaders to discuss the peace process on the Korean Peninsula on September 7, 2007. US President George W. Bush announced he would be willing to sign a peace accord with North Korea to end the Korean War if North Korea dismantles its nuclear weapons program. North Korea's nuclear weapons program is not a crisis that can be resolved between South and North Korea alone. The nations participating in these six-party talks also need to reach a consensus on how to deal with North Korea's actions. This is a key factor for starting peace talks.
미국과 북한 사이의 관계 개선이나 또 궁극적인 관계 정상화가 이루어질 수 있는 것이죠. 그리고 그런 과정에 있어가지고 아마 평화체제 문제가 나오질 않겠느냐 하는 예상을 합니다. 그러니까 한국 전쟁이 끝나면서 휴전협정이 체결되지 않았습니까? 휴전협정은 북한하고 중국 그리고 미국이 서명을 한 겁니다. 중국은 지금 휴전 체제에서 일단 한 발 물러나 있는 그런 상황이기 때문에 휴전 체제를 갖다가 평화 체제로 바꾸기 위해 가지고는 미국과 북한이 먼저 이 조치를 취하는 것이 필요.
In a meeting with Chinese President Hu Jintao of China, President Noor suggested that the peace process on the Korean Peninsula should begin soon, and President Hu agreed with the idea. Russian President Vladimir Putin also gave his assurances that he would urge North Korea to comply with the denuclearization process. At the APEC summit, President Noor succeeded in garnering support from world leaders for his strategy to achieve a peaceful coexistence on the Korean Peninsula. But more importantly, South and North Korea must take the initiative to achieve peace. An official announcement was made concerning the route the presidential motorcade will take. President Noor will stop by Kaesong and then his motorcade will drive along the West Sea Road. Unlike the first summit, when former President Kim Dae-jung flew to Pyongyang, President Noor and the South Korean delegation will use a land route for the first time to meet leader Kim Jong-il in Pyongyang. The citizens of South Korea are hoping large strides will be taken in terms of relations between South and North Korea. The summit must deliver substantial progress in resolving humanitarian issues, the return of South Korean abductees and families divided by the border.
남북 정상회담 두 번 벌써 만났고 그래서 3차, 4차 해서 정례화해 나가는 것은 좀 자연스러운 얘기도 하고 또 큰 걸림돌이 나타나지 않을 것입니다. 우리는 핵 문제 때문에 고생을 했지만은 다음 정부는 핵 문제도 크게 없을 것이고 그래서 정례화되지 않겠습니까? 정례화되고 제도화 될 것으로 그렇게 생각합니다.
The first South-North Korean summit held 7 years ago has many implications for us today.
역사적인 방북 임무를 대과 없이 마치고 지금 귀국했습니다. 모든 것이 다 잘 됐고 아무 걱정 없다는 얘기는 절대로 아닙니다. 이제 시작일 뿐입니다. 이제 가능성을 보고 왔다는 것뿐입니다. 시간이 걸릴 겁니다. 인내심이 필요합니다. 또 성의가 필요합니다. 역지사지에서 상대방 입장에서 생각하는 것도 필요합니다. 안보, 대한민국 주체성 여기에는 추워도 흔들림이 없대. 상대방의 입장도 생각하면서 협력해서 그렇게 해서 쉬운 것부터 하나하나 밟아가면서 전국에는 통일의 길로 나가는 것이 옳은 길입니다.